I'm gonna get this chat started over here, and I will be back with you shortly. Give me just a second. Is this public? I gotta make sure this is public because it doesn't seem to be right now. Okay, yeah, it is. Let's go. All right. So I know over the last 2 weeks I've been working on the mural project that I'm working on a design for, and I'm actually pretty close to finishing that out. It's going to be a big project, and I'm very nervous about it. I still don't even know if my bid is going to be accepted for the mural, but I figured today, instead of working on the mural, I could maybe get back into some graphite pencils. So I'm going to clear this place up and move some stuff out of the way here. And we can decide what we're going to work on. Right. So as I was showing in my last live stream, I had done these two drawings of chiefs, this being Chief Diane Shields of the Monacan Nation, and this being Chief Keith Anderson of the Nansemond Nation, both of Virginia. I do have an additional chief that I'm working on there, Chief Emeritus. Let me find that really quickly. If I don't make a mess out of everything now. Oh, Lord. So I have this that I'm currently working on. And we could either work on that for a minute, or I have a portrait of my uncle that I'm working on. And then I also have a self-portrait, which is actually more under a time crunch. So maybe we'll work on the self-portrait for a minute, see if we can get some of this worked out. Oh, just my chair here. Alrighty. So lots of times when people see my sketchbooks, they ask me, "Hey Charles, what is it that you draw with? What is your suggested medium?" And I always tell people, just start with what's comfortable for you. I used to doodle in high school while I was in class, and I'm partial to the mechanical pencil. And these are just simple Bic mechanical pencils that you can buy in a pack of sometimes 3, sometimes 12, sometimes 24, whatever. But I'm partial to just those. Now this one's a bit a higher class one. This one is extra fine, and this would really be for details. And to be honest, I'm not even sure I have any lead in here right now. This is a Graphic Gear 500 from Pentel, and it's 0.3 lead. But I don't think I need that anyways for right now. So I'm just gonna work on this sketch for a while and talk about my objectives with it here. First of all, I'm concerned about my values. When I'm doing a portrait of somebody that I'm looking to get somewhat accurate, I often start off with a value sketch, and this is kind of what I'm doing here. This is a lot more detailed than your ordinary value sketch, but I just am using the values to inform. Actually, I feel like this needs to be a little bit longer anyway, so to inform my strokes, where I put my strokes, and I'm letting the values kind of be the doodle sketch, the doodle grid. I didn't put in any sort of grid system or anything for this, just kind of filling it out as I go along, looking at myself, and I'm using a picture on my tablet of myself here, and I'm using this. I also have a, let's see, I also have a black and white version. Let me make sure I've got, yeah. So I've got a tonal version, but I'm not even using the tonal version, and I probably should. So I'm going to put that up there. And that's just when I edited. It's not exactly in the tonal value I would like it to be in, but it's giving me a little direction on what needs to be emphasized more, what needs to be pulled back from, where the natural highlights going to be. can't be, right? There you go. So I'm going to pull this jawline in just a bit. Now my normal jawline, obviously I have my mouth agape a little bit, but also the markers are pushed down on my lips, distorting this muscle that goes along here, pushing it flat, making it extend a little bit. Obviously, my face doesn't normally distort like that, but I still feel like that's a little bit far out. I feel, well, maybe not terrible. Yeah, I feel like that's much better. What I need to do is not worry so much about this side of the drawing. So in order to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure down, I push my grip further back on the pencil, and from there I can make very, very light and precise marks. And I'm using my wrist just more in a rocking motion, kind of using my elbow. I'm trying not to move my wrist too much, maybe just the slightest bit. But when it comes to bigger, longer marks, I'm just dragging my elbow. As a little bit of graphite accumulates in some of these areas, I'm going to use the residual graphite from the pencil to also use this blending tool. This literally is just a foam brush, and I'm going to push those together a little bit, smudge those just a wee bit. I actually think this marker positioning needs to change too. So as I've just been working on the sketch here, it's sorry if my lights are a little bit bright. I need to bring them down just a little bit, boys. Ooh. All right, so I'm going in here and getting this outer shape of the face. I know that my background is likely going to be deep contrast, so it doesn't matter if I'm using an outline or whatever. The value that I'm most concerned about, though, is this other side of the face. There's a distinct variation from the right side of my face to the left side of my face. Now, of course, from where we're looking, that looks like left and right, but, you know, facing me. So this side here is going to be much more in shadow than the other side. And I'm just using light pressure, dragging the pencil across in short strokes. Now it looks like I'm doing Z's, and maybe under slow speed capture with a phantom camera you might see that it is a Z motion, but I'm trying to basically lay them down parallel to each other, just giving the slightest movement as I'm passing across every square inch, right? That's the first step to getting this to look appropriate. Okay. So the depth, the darkest parts of this are right in here, and I'm going to go in full pressure. The reason I'm going to go in with full pressure here is because it's going to give me effectively the darkest part of the drawing, and I can work from that darkest value. Now I'm already on a toned paper, so it's a lot easier working from a toned paper, at least in my opinion it is, when doing a graphite drawing like this. I find that having this mid-tone built naturally into the paper is instrumental in me getting the values that I'm looking for, but also like cuts the process in half. I mean, if I were doing this as a painting on a white canvas, I would still tone the canvas first, just to make my values easier to ascertain against the naturally white background. So in the same way, the mid-tone paper works that same way. Here is where, again, we get back into what I think is the darkest part of this whole drawing. Right, there you go. But as it goes up around here, it lightens up very quickly. I wouldn't say much lighter, in value, but quickly you're able to differentiate between the darkest value and the value just adjacent to it. Yeah. And I've just been working on this in my spare time. I want to dedicate more time to this competition, this self-portrait competition. But because I'm also trying to plan a bid for this mural, that's kind of been dominating my art time outside of the day job. But you can't just work on the same thing all day, every day. It can rub you a little raw. So I'm using this time to kind of take a break from working on that mural, and I can work on something else. So this is a perfect time. And I kind of plan to use the SLU portrait contest as my backup work over the next few weeks. And that's worked out perfectly. But today is going to be devoted more time than I've been able to devote thus far on it. I've been busy with work and stuff. So that's what I think we'll dedicate most of this time to, is working on this. Today at least. Today at least I had my pencil in my mouth. Bad. Sorry, I get quiet when I'm in the zone there, but starting to come together. Yeah, I like it. This whole, I don't want to say it's a 3/4 shadow. It's actually it almost is 3/4 up top here, where this is kind of a lighter, or excuse me, it's kind of a darker tone on this left side of the face. But down here in this like quadrant right here is much darker. And you know, I also feel like if I do this sketch and try to get a pretty good likeness in the sketch and make it worth my time and effort, I can just submit the drawing as well if I decide I don't have the time to do the full painting. But why not go after and try to meet the challenge head on? That's the point, right? They're not challenging if they're not challenging. You're not getting growth out of it if it doesn't challenge you somewhat. Alright, so I'm going to go in here and try to smudge some of this outer. We're building the three-dimensional form here of the forehead, right? So we understand that it's here actually there's a sketchbook, right? What I've got in here. All right, we'll use the page after this. So if we think of a forehead, right? Normally you just kind of think of the eyes, you know, being here, and the forehead is the portion of the face that's from the eyes to the hairline, right? That's kind of how we think of it. But just like everything else, if we're using especially if you're using the Riley method or the Bridgman method, right? You're starting off with a circle and dividing that up in whatever way you want your eyes facing, right? So in the same way, there is no ball here, right? But I understand that a head is cylindrical, if not round to some degree. But what changes that is the planes. And if you look, there are at least 3 major planes to a forehead. You could maybe even break this part down into multiple planes of the brow, right? You got the brow planes, forehead planes. You know, this would be recessed. This would probably go back in this way, because these all of these forms are three-dimensional, and part of drawing is just learning. Whoa, I'm gonna turn that down for a second. It's just learning which forms need to be where. Excuse me. So, in the same way, because I know that, even with my altered phenotype here, where I've changed my facial structure by doing such a dramatic facial expression, I can still see this use of planes and how planes can be used to break up the anatomy and make it more accessible. So like knowing how to highlight things and how not to highlight things, or when you should be more subtle, is really up to the artist to decide. subtle use of the eraser is also something that I think people don't discuss enough when they talk about drawing. It's not always applying a graphite or color pencil. It's about knowing how to remove it or how to avoid laying anything, using that negative space as much as the positive space to help construct your drawing. All right.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, keep the sky in the night.
Yeah, so it's just incremental, step by step, a little bit here, a little bit there. Just being mindful, thinking about the facial structure. What's crazy is drawing yourself is a bit uncanny, feels awkward and weird. And I don't know that my face looks like how I think it looks. So, yeah, just keep working slowly, slowly. Slow, long strokes. Boom, boom, boom. Just try to get them to be close, almost parallel. All right, look at that. Starting to come together there. I'm going to take this retractable razor here. And I'm going to try to dull back some of this very precisely. Yeah, that looks nice. There we go. Highlight this part a little bit. Ooh, I didn't want to go all there. Didn't want to take it out. Maybe I'll go in there with a little finer eraser. Wonderful. Yeah, it's really starting to come together. I like it. This line down here, outer cheek area. Yeah, I like that. Whoa. Uh-huh. I lost you there for a minute. So I didn't realize I had my orientation locked weird, which sucks even more ball sack. Here I've been fucking oriented the wrong way, I guess. I wish I could get a clear view. I don't know why everything's so fake and gay today. Whatever. All right. So, where was I at? Yeah, this quadrant is what I'm working on here. I want to make things dark, appropriately dark. I'm just bumping the contrast up on the image effectively. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty cool, right? Though, starting to look like me. And I bring in the darkness a little bit more. Just a little bit more pressure. Just that slight bit of pressure, man. It makes a big difference. Yeah. Just that slow, gradual building of values. And I'm building around this left side of the face here. Slow, gradual building, slow, gradual building. Yeah. All right. Take away some of that jawline. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Ow. Which lights do you think looks better, huh? I actually think that looks the best. Anyhow, all right, let's keep working. So I don't even know if it's worth me entering this contest. It may be a waste of my time. There's probably much better artists involved that are going to be much more difficult standouts to stand up against. But I feel like putting myself through art challenges are one of the easiest ways to force myself to grow. when it comes to my craft. It challenges me to come up with an idea, a plan of execution, and to try to actually see it through in the given time that's been allotted to me. So I figure, even amidst trying to plan this project for the mural, uh, why not try to do this thing for Slew, since he's wanting to do an art competition, and I'm going to need breaks from doing the same old every day. Use this as an opportunity to have a project on the side that I can work on. And that way I also don't have to put so much investment into it. So, like, if it doesn't win, it doesn't win, you know? And to be honest, right now, I can't even remember for the life of me when the last date is for entering. So I could just be wasting my time anyways, but it's never really wasting your time if you're drawing. Yeah, pulling it in tight. Yeah. 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 Yep, that looks pretty freaking good. Yeah. What do you think? Pretty dope though, right? I'm just going about making tiny little strokes for the goatee hairs. Making sure to give a place for my lips to be, you know, because I still have to put those in there. Working my way around, just tiny little motions. Now, as I come around to this darker side of my face, I can actually start to make them closer together and have less variation as we're going into dark. Yeah, that looks dope. And as it comes across here, it also kind of drops down further as I stretch out my lip. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that looks fantastic. I'm liking it. And I'm nervous about self-portraits already just because, like I said, I always feel like I'm told by people that I see a distorted view of what I look like, which is bizarre for an artist, right? Like people tell me I see myself fatter than I actually am, and all kinds of self-conscious things. But I think it also is just a good way to see, to gauge how your process and your skill has improved if you just occasionally do a self-portrait. Yeah, man, I like this. It isn't something I would normally draw, especially, like I said, a self-portrait, but just not something I would normally draw themographically, I guess. I might actually adjust these markers too, as I'm thinking about the size of them. And I feel like they cross right at the bottom, so it actually should go more out like this. Yeah. There you go. I like it. Just put in a block in a simple hand here, just so I have a shape to know where the hand would be, you know. Boom. There you go. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but it's just to give me an idea of where the hand would be. At least so I can go back in later and work on it if I decide I want to add the hand in there more as a more mainstay part of it or whatnot, you know. I'm not too worried about that right now. Like I said, it's more of a facial thing right now. I'm going to go ahead and start putting in some darker hairs too, because again, I have very dark hair. Yeah, and I'm just filling that in there. Yeah. Yeah. And this is about the thinnest spot, I think, is right here over this part, where you can see my hair's kind of parted weird. There we go. And it's starting to come together. Hmm. It almost looks like I'm drawing Sean Connery from a distance, which is a little weird. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on this over the next little bit. I should check in with the Slews contest and see when the submissions are due. Um, but work on this amidst working on the mural for the next little bit. I also have to get my mural submission sent in by the 9th, I believe is what day it has to be in. So that's also something else I have to be paying attention to, because that's a time limit that I need to make sure I'm paying attention to if I really want this gig, you know. Gotta make sure to get the paperwork to them when they want it. So actually, I feel like this lip actually goes down like this. Yeah, like that. And then down like that. Yeah, it's coming together though. For some reason, it weirdly reminds me of my little brother, even though it's a portrait of me. I don't know exactly why that is, but I'm not gonna complain. He's a good looking kid. Work on these lips for a little bit and then I'll get you guys out of here. I appreciate anybody stopping by to draw with me for a little bit. Just pick up your pencil and sketch a little while. It's good for the soul. You don't have to draw what I'm drawing, just draw. It's my third week in a row going live on Wednesday or Tuesday. I think Wednesday is typically the better day to try to do it. I like Wednesdays. It's a good midweek breakup to get on live stream after I get home for a little bit. So I think I might try to do that more often. Keep an eye out if you're off on Wednesday afternoons and like to draw. I might just come in and do some draw with me's on Wednesdays. I do have videos that I'm trying to edit for the main channel, but those have been kind of put on hold. Not really put on hold, but they're, like I said, everything's kind of been on the back burners. I've been working on this mural bid, so. But I do have things that I'm working on. I need to edit some of these videos and get them out. Make sure to follow me on my other social media, on my Facebook, my Instagram, to get updates whenever I'm doing stuff, whatever content I have. I may not always be making YouTube videos all the time, but I am always drawing, always posting stuff. It may be elsewhere, but if you're interested in keeping up with any of that, you know where to find me. Charles Hancock Creations. I like the way this is coming out though. It's a slow process, but once I get in here and I add some highlights with the white color pencil here, Prismacolor, and if I decide to go in with a white gel pen, I can even make some things even more vivid. But I think that about wraps it up for today, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoy. Remember, life is what you create. So create something awesome. I will catch you in a new video coming up soon. And I'm out.